Hello, my name is Rebecca Zamanek, and I experienced a drag show as my cultural plunge. When I began this project, I was a little lost, and so I reached out to a friend involved in the LGBTQ community. We played around with a few different ideas, but we came across this. So she decided to take me to a show. Historically, men have dressed as women in the theater, usually in full costume for different roles. As time went on, especially in the early 1900s, balls would be hosted. This is called ball culture. Men in drag would hold balls so that they could have the experience of dressing in drag. These balls were seen as sexually deviant, but many different people came to enjoy the festivities. The underground movement of drag can be attributed to events like balls and other events in different venues such as bars for what we see today. An individual may have many different reasons why they would dress in drag. Some could be an expression of their transgender status. Others may get sexual satisfaction from it, and others may just simply like to dress up. One individual who did an article said that dressing in drag creates a fantasy for them, that for a few moments the realities of life are forgotten. Then for others, it may be about exploring another side of themselves without putting a label on it. But at the end of the day, drag is about having fun and exploring yourself. The preparation for a drag queen is rigorous. It can take hours for makeup alone, much less body prep. The queen that I mentioned before said it could take them up between 7 to 8 hours of prep to be fully in drag. This is getting rid of body hair, putting on makeup, and shaping their body to get the right look. So, in my cultural plunge, I went to a drag show at Bar 12. Sadly, the venue did not want people to take pictures, and so I do not have any pictures of the actual show, which I would have definitely enjoyed for y'all to have seen. But for now, you get to look at some pictures that I found off the internet. So the drag show was at Bar 12. They tend to have a show almost every Wednesday. So if you have any interest, go to 12 Rooftop Bar and Lounge in Northgate. Whenever I showed up to the show, I felt like an outsider since I am conventionally straight. So I was in the minority. But I didn't feel wholly unwelcome because the crowds generally seemed to be welcoming to everyone as long as you were accepting of them. So at the show, the runway is between the bar and the booths, and the audience would be lined up on either side of the runway, and it was very crowded. And then the queens would perform in between all the audience. And then the queens themselves were amazing. I loved them, but I did have a favorite. She was actually a friend of my friend. She wore a blonde wig with a red dress, and something about her personality you could see in the show just really stood out to me. Overall, I really enjoyed the show, especially since the queens moved as if they were naturally women, but you could tell that they weren't. It's very hard to explain. It was very surreal, but it was very fun. I did not have that many expectations going into the show, but I found that I enjoyed myself and started taking a look at my own sexuality. While I haven't changed my orientation, the experience has given me more insight into the fluidity of sexuality and desire. I now can understand individuals in the LGBTQ community a little bit better to understanding this concept, in that I understand that you can't just put it into a box, that sexuality and yourself, you cannot label it. This experience, I am grateful for being able to go. It has given me the opportunity to look at myself and others, and I have gained an understanding that we as humans are not easily defined with labels, and really that is okay. As I move forward with my professional life, I will take this lesson and apply it to my interactions with everyone. Nothing is set in stone, and each individual is more than the category that society puts them in. Thank you for listening, and y'all have a good summer, and hopefully a good semester.